Hello tarot readers, I've got a small video today for those who are learning the tarot and they want to eventually work as a tarot reader. So if you want to work as a tarot reader, there's a few little tricks you can do now while you're early in your tarot career, which is connected to the law of attraction, and that should help your career at a later stage. So using the law of attraction, and if you don't know what the law of attraction is, basically it's what you give out, you get back. And the vibration you send out is the vibration that will come back to you. And that's really, really important in any spiritual career, but especially a tarot career. So the first little kind of tip is to have a diary. Even if you just have one client a month or one client a week, maybe that client is your auntie or it's your cousin or it's just a friend, write it down in your diary, because what you're doing, you're kind of sending out that vibe that this diary wants to be filled one day, and this is going to be your work, this is what you want to be doing every day, you want to take it serious. And what we're doing by writing, just write it in the diary, you don't even have to put the full name in. I only really write people's first name in my diary. I don't write the surnames. I just put, say, Maria's coming at 1 o'clock or whoever's coming at 2 o'clock. And now it's all online. So now I put down whether it's Skype or Zoom or Facebook or Instagram, however I'm going to do the video call. But it's just, when you're just starting off, it's just that way of changing your hobby into a career. So you're kind of getting your mindset ready that one day this is not just going to be a hobby where you're just doing random readings, that every single reading to you is going to be valuable as in a working way, a business way. So writing down any reading you do, and even if it's just your friend, write it down in your diary. And if you've not got many people and you don't have many clients, another way to get your diary a little bit more active and put a bit more energy into your diary is to maybe draw a little card or write the name of a card that was the overall feel to the reading for you. So if somebody was, the reading went more about somebody's love life and this man who was very much in love, and that's what the whole reading was kind of based on, you could write down, the King of Cups, for example, or maybe write down 2 or 3 cards. It's just your way of just kind of giving a small explanation to yourself of that reading. Or you can just write down what the reading meant to you. So maybe if you did a reading for your cousin or a friend and the past came up and you was remembering the past, you might want to just write in there the 6 of Cups. It made you feel nostalgic. It made you go back in time. So you're just adding a bit more energy into your diary. But that diary one day, hopefully, will multiple and multiple and multiple. I have diaries every single year. That one was from 94, 97, 2006. Every year, this is this year's diary. Every year I have my diary to write. Obviously, I don't write any cards in there now because it gets packed very quick. But it's just a really good way to focus energy on your diary and give that message to the universe. This one day is going to be my work. And the other thing is to have a journal. Now, you might be thinking, a lot of people don't like writing journals, and I understand that. But when you're on a spiritual journey, so many things happen, and it's easy to think they're really big at the time and then forget the experience afterwards, or forget a lot of things about that experience. So just writing them down in a journal, and if you don't like writing, maybe just do little video journals and then save them somewhere that's worth saving. And the reason I've kind of put this in there with working as a tarot reader is because it can help you work. If you're in a year or two and you look back in your journal, you can go, oh wow, yeah, this happened to me then, or this started happening then, or this happened from such a day. So it kind of connects your journey, because a lot of the times, like I said, we forget. But more important, if in the future, in the long-term future, you're just starting now, you're just starting your tarot journey now, and you're having all these tarot experiences, and maybe in 10 years' time, 15 years' time, even 20 years' time, whenever, you may decide that you want to write a book, or you want to start, teaching tarot or writing books. And it's just a good idea to have those things written down so you can look back and say, oh, wow, yeah, when I write my book, I've got a really, really good memory from these experiences. a brilliant memory, especially with my spiritual experiences and all the spirits I've connected with. My memory is brilliant. But even still, having my journals, when I went to write my books, I've wrote 2 books now and I'm writing the 3rd one. When I've gone to write my books, it's been brilliant to be able to pull out my memories and go, oh yeah, that little detail, I'd forgotten about that, or I'd forgotten the flower was yellow, or I'd forgotten it was blue, this. The little details can sometimes get lost in time. So writing things down may not just be for the good of now, but for the future if you want to expand on your business by becoming, you know, somebody who sells books or writes courses or writes books. So that's just something else to keep in mind. The next thing I'm going to talk about is your code of ethics. The code of ethics for a tarot reader is really good now when you're just starting out, to be really clear about your boundaries and your limits as a tarot reader and what you will do and what you won't do. I found my code of ethics have changed over the years. You know, I've added things and I've took things away. I think experience does that. But when you're just starting out, it's really good to get clear on the things that you're willing to do at the moment and what you're not willing to do. Now, a lot of websites have, you know, tarot readers' code of ethics where you can just basically copy other tarot readers and do what everybody's doing. And a lot of them are great code of ethics. I'm definitely not knocking them. A lot of them are brilliant. But finding your own is really important. So maybe if you do see a code of ethics that you like, just grow on it. Use it as a base, but grow on it. More than anything, don't forget we're talking the law of attraction. So what you give out comes back. If you're giving out a code of ethics where you don't even know why, you're just reading that every tarot reader says this, so you're going to do that. Everybody says no to this, so you're going to say no to that. Or everybody agrees with that, you're going to agree with it. If it's not really coming from a place of you wanting to or not wanting to do something, then you're not going to be able to give out that vibe. So that's why now, before you get lots of clients, get really, really clear on the things that you want to do and you're willing to do and what you're not. And obviously in time, that's very easy to adapt. You just change your code of ethics whenever you want, or parts of it whenever you want. I know when I first started doing tarot professionally, it didn't matter to me that I had 2 people come in at the same time. So maybe I had the mother and the daughter, or a best friend with a friend, or, you know, 2 sisters come to me at the same time, or even a husband and wife. And it didn't matter to me. I enjoyed it and it wasn't in my code of ethics. It was fine. As time started going on, and I've been doing this for a long time, I started to see a lot of problems doing that. And a lot of quite big issues started to come up. So I decided to kind of be selective. I would say, no, I don't see 2 people at once. I only see 1 person at a time. But because you're sisters and you know each other, because you kind of begged me, because you really insisted, go on then, I'll let that through. So I would let them both come sometimes, and other times I wouldn't. And then as time's gone, I've got really clear about that. Now I only see 1 person at a time. If I'm doing a reading for Maria, I'll only be doing a reading for Maria. I don't let the 2 people come in together. And it doesn't matter if they say, no, but she's my best friend, she knows everything, please let her come in. I was like, no, I'm doing the reading for you, it's only for you. So my code of ethics just on that has changed over the years. And also these other things, try thinking of scenarios and things that you wouldn't be willing to do and some things that you may be willing to do. Not based on what other tarot readers do or don't do. It should be from a place from you. For example, missing people, especially missing children, or if somebody's been murdered, how have they been murdered, who did it, kind of thing. All these kind of police investigations, a lot of tarot readers do that. And that's fine if that's what they do. I think that's great. Everybody to their own. Every tarot reader has to do what feels right for them. I personally don't. That's in my boundary. I won't go into that territory. I don't feel comfortable in that place, and it's not where my biggest gifts are used. It's not where I can help people the most. Now, I don't get people coming to me now asking for that. Very, very rarely does somebody come to me now and say, can you have a look for a missing person or how this person was murdered? Very rarely, because that's not the vibe I'm giving out. I'm not giving out that law of attraction vibe. My vibe of my code of ethics is very, very clear. And I don't need to tell everybody what it is. It's just the vibe I give out. It's kind of like a silent language that you give out. You know, you clear about something, and you're giving out this silent language about what you will do and what you won't do as a tarot reader. So if you get that really clear in your mind and you've got reason for it, like I know my reasons why I don't want to get into that territory, then you'll give out that vibration, and you should stop getting loads of messages from people who want something from you that you can't give. Now, those tarot readers who do that, they will be giving out that energy, and they'll be getting those kind of clients. So it's kind of a win-win situation. Once you get your code of ethics really clear and you transmit that vibe, then you're going to get clients that only want what you've got to offer. Like I said, it happens very, very rarely now. Very rarely do I get somebody come and say, can two of us come and sit in at the same time? Whereas years ago, I used to get it all the time. It's very rarely now does somebody say it, somebody's been murdered, who did it, or somebody's missing, where are they? Very rare do I get those kind of clients, because I'm giving out my silent vibe. So get your code of ethics really clear, and just, now you've not got clients, just have a really good think of different scenarios. Like, what if somebody come and ask me, am I going to die? How would you respond to that? Most tarot readers say, I don't go into that territory. That's not up to me to say. So explore all these ideas. Or if somebody come to you and said, is my husband going to die? Or is my wife going to die? How would you deal with that? Or if there was a missing person case, or a famous case, or, even something that you found, very upsetting, or go really to the worst scenarios of people that could come to you, and then go to the best scenarios. I have this saying that I always give a reading the way I would like to receive a tarot reading. So whenever I give a reading, I've always got that in mind. I'd like to give it the way I receive it. And my code of ethics is really based on that. I wouldn't want to go to a tarot reader and be told when I'm going to die, or when my partner's going to die, or anything like that. So I wouldn't do that to somebody else. So all them kind of things, I'll just give out what you would do, what you would want to receive as a tarot reader. And that gives us to the next thing, which is find your voice as a tarot reader. Finding your voice as a tarot reader is amazing, because once you know who you are as a tarot reader, you can give that out into the world, and you'll get back, because the law of attraction works that way. What you give out, you get back. You'll get back clients that are really in your vibe. And that's what you want. You want clients that are in your vibe. If you're a very healing, kind, generous, loving, sensitive person, and you just want people to feel good and feel better and know that everything's got a solution, everything can be fixed, everything can be kind of solved. If that's the kind of character you are, because that's who you are naturally, and that's who you should be giving out as a tarot reader. You want to give out that vibe of, love and openness and sensitivity. If you're a little bit more, say for example, you've got lots of love in your heart, you're still a loving person, but you're more direct, you're more cold, you're more in the kind of Queen of Swords kind of mindset, then give out that energy in your vibration, in everything. When you're doing your social media, when you're doing your web page, when any kind of publicity, or even when you're just talking with people. But in every moment, give out who you are as a tarot reader. When I say find your voice, it's what people will hear from you. What is it that people are going to hear from me? My natural voice is to be a teacher, a tarot teacher. When I was younger, when I was a little girl, I remember having my dolls in bed, and I used to teach them. I used to have the poker cards, and I'd be like, this card means this, and you don't want to put that card together with this, and you don't want to do this, but you must do that. I used to teach my dolls poker cards, because I didn't have any tarot cards until I was 10. And even then, as I grew in my mind, I was always kind of teaching. So when people talk to me, everything goes in a process in my mind, and I kind of end up, it comes out in my voice as a teacher. And that's what my voice will be. Before I give you a hug and a cuddle, I'm a kind of natural person that will teach you something. I'll explain something to you. I'll explain something how it works. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing, but it'll be great for the person who needs a teacher. So that's what I mean when I say find your voice. Find out how you speak to people, what you're giving out to people, how you contacting them, how you're transmitting your message to them, and use that in your tarot business now. Because once you turn your hobby into a business, once you start that process, it can be really easy or it can be a nightmare. It can be really, really hard. And a lot of people get lost in that process. A lot of people find it very overwhelming. But if you've done these little tricks kind of before, and I've got loads more, if you want more, let me know in the comments. And please to hit subscribe. But if you want more of these little tricks, I've got loads of them. But these are kind of like the ones I'm talking about today. Write things in your diary so you're getting that diary pumped up and you're getting that mindset that one day this is going to be a business and not a hobby. Keep your journal, because in the future you could write a book from this, and if not, at least you'll have loads of content for your future business. You just have to open a diary and you've got your own content already made. So you're building up your diary not just for the now but for your future content. Also, remember your code of ethics, get that together, get that vibe going out and what you will do, what you won't do, knowing that it's always open to change. But live what you feel is true to you as a tarot reader at that moment. And lastly, find your voice as a tarot reader, who you are, what kind of person you really are, and what you want to be as a tarot reader, what you want to give out as a tarot reader. Like, for example, if I went all airy fairy and fluffy dovey and everything was all lovey lovey, no one would know that was, everyone would know that wasn't real. They don't think, what the hell is Gaynor doing? Because I'm not that kind of person. But if you are, then it will work perfect for you. If I start doing all kind of black magic stuff now and I've got all this kind of black magic energy and vibe going on, it's not going to work. People are going to go, Gaynor doesn't do all that kind of stuff. They're not going to want to buy from me. They're not even going to follow me. They're not even going to like me, because they just know that it's not the real me. It's not who I am. But if they're looking for that, they'll go and find a tarot reader that's transmitting that vibe. So transmit the vibe at all moments. Also, never copy anybody. Even now, at the very beginning, the first steps, never copy anybody, because that vibe won't be yours. And you're giving out the law of attraction, you're giving out a vibe that's not yours at all. I hope you enjoyed this little video. Hit subscribe if you do. Click like, share me around, check out all my other videos, and let me know in the comments below. Lots of things there for you to do for me if you want. I'll see you in the next one, and thank you very much.